Was there ever a time that you had an event coming up that you were so excited about? You invited your friends, you planned everything out, and you might be a plan A person like me, and it fell through. Maybe it was the weather, or maybe just something unexpected happened where everyone had to back out, or they just had different things going on where they just couldn't be present, or maybe they just forgot about something and they weren't able to attend. So, what happens now? What do you do? I'm going to be sharing some of my experiences and some things that you can think about and an action plan that you can actually take so that way you can still have a good time. Let's get into it. You're listening to the Warrior Rulebook podcast with me, Monique Harmon. I love helping people express themselves, protect their peace, and be confident in being them. You may also know me as Pretty Nikki, who started her online journey as a modest fashion blogger. Now I'm an entrepreneur. You'll see through my experiences and the experiences of others that change is possible, improvement is tasty, and meaningful connection is transformational. Come on, share your story with me. So, ever since I have been young, I have learned how to adapt and the importance of what needs to be done when things can't go your way. So, I'm pretty sure all of us has experience where something didn't go the way that we expected and it kind of left a sour taste in our mouth. And so that can happen with canceled plans because you did all this preparation, you planned everything out. You might have had to book calls, you might have had to organize the food, or maybe you were waiting for a certain group to be able to come. And when I say that, just a certain number to be able to come for you to get a discount. That has happened to me before where we tried as a group to go somewhere and we needed a certain number of people to go so that we could get the discount. And I don't think we made the number, so we had to pay a higher price. So that doesn't feel good. But there are just certain situations that are unavoidable. And instead of blaming other people on why the plans may have been canceled, I think it's really important to still try to have a good time. So I don't think that an entire event needs to be canceled just because somebody can't make it or because a overwhelming amount of people can't make it. Now, there are certain circumstances where, yes, you do need a certain number, or whatever event you're trying to have isn't going to work. But I believe, as much as possible, that if only a certain amount of people can come, still go and do that particular event. You might have to downsize it in a way, but still go and do it because you'll be able to have a nice, intimate gathering with the people that are able to come. And sometimes nobody can come. And if you're still able to go to the place and still enjoy yourself, do it. I think sometimes it is hard to have to be in that position where you have to do something by yourself. Some people, they love their solitude. They love going out and doing things by themselves, or they love staying in the house and doing things by themselves. But sometimes I think we as humans crave connection where we want to go out and we want to experience things with other people. We already know what it's like to live by ourselves and do things by ourselves. But I think it is definitely a different experience when you can be with other people. So if the option is not to reschedule, then just go and do it yourself. That's a big part of my action plan. That's how I roll is when I know that people can't come to certain things. I'm just going to go out and do a small scale thing, or I might just tweak it up, change it up. I might have to do or pick something else, but I'm going to have fun. And I think you have to keep that at the top of your head, is that you want to still have fun. You still want to get out of the house and do something. And sometimes the situation may call for, yeah, you just have to come home and you have to lay down and watch TV. But if that's something that you normally do, you might want to switch it up and try to do something else that's more fulfilling, or maybe something that you've never done before. Sometimes when we were doing something new, we might want someone to be along with us, but people can't always come. So you might just have to go out there and try it on your own and just be able to do that thing and report back. You can tell your friends about it as well, and you can go with your friends again. And this time be with your friends, and then at least you already know what it's like to do that particular thing. So I would say if your plans seem to get canceled on, well, I'm not gonna say cancel a lot. I'm gonna get to that point next. But if it seems like your event just kind of got canceled on, then just try to find another fun thing to do. So the next topic that I'm gonna go into is, if you're the type of person that you like organizing things, you try to solicit, you try to rally the numbers, get people to come to your event or just go and do something with you, and it seems like no one's interested. That's kind of awkward. And sometimes, when in that particular instance, you have to evaluate and see, are they even interested in attending? Or did you just say, oh, you should just go to this thing? Did you ask them first, like, hey, are you interested in actually going and doing this? Because you might have to survey the people that you're inviting to go do things. Like, ask them, are you interested? Give them visuals. You can tell them, give them a synopsis of what might take place there and how they can get involved. Maybe there's something that they like to do. Can that be incorporated into the event? So think about that as well, because sometimes people may not come right out and be like, this is lame. They may just be like, I'll think about it, or I don't think I'm going to make it. So to avoid that awkward situation, just try to pay attention and see if people are remotely interested in the event that you're interested in doing, because that can be a sign as to why your plans seem to get canceled on. Or also, if you don't have clarity on what the event is going to be, that can also kind of lose people, that where they might be like, I'm not going to make it, or I'll think about it maybe next year. But if you have a organized process, like, this is going to happen this time, boom, 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 we're going to go get food here, we're going to do that at this time, and then we're going to go do this, then that keeps people in the loop. So having an itinerary can sometimes definitely make the event more interesting and something to look forward to. I have a couple of friends that are very good at building itineraries. So if you have a friend in that group, or you might have to be that friend in the group, definitely build that, because that'll really help people be excited for the event and also know what they have to bring. It's kind of like a little school supply list, kind of, which I loved in school, just being able to know what school supplies that I had to get from the store. And when I be using them at school, I was such a nerd in school. But yes, uh, itineraries is definitely an area where people can nerd out. So build that for people. But yeah, definitely having some organization that can really help people be interested, because you want to have your interest high. Like, your interest, you need to be interested in the event, but then also the people that you are inviting need to be interested in. So more than likely they'll be able to come, and make things easy for them, make things simple so they don't have to ask so many questions. When you are creating an event, or you are creating or asking people to come to certain things, make sure that they don't have to ask a lot of questions, because chances are, if they have to ask a lot of questions, they're lost in the sauce. Like I said before, they're not going to come. So those are just a couple of perspectives that you can think about when it comes to having an event, or just going out and doing things. So, just to recap this episode, sometimes you may have to do things by yourself if no one else is interested in coming, and that's okay. We all have different interests. Like, some things I love doing, my friends think are corny. Some things I'm just not interested in doing, you know? Like, I posted today, live life on the cob. If people think you're corny, live life on the cob. Remember that, because I feel like I do that as well. But yes, It's definitely important to try things by yourself and have that experience. Of course, me, I love being in a group sometimes and just having that connection, even if it's with one other person or two other people. I love doing that because I've talked to my friend before. I already know what it's like to just be by myself because I'm a very independent person. But sometimes it's nice to be around other people and enjoy life. But you do have to definitely know what it's like to go experience the world by yourself sometimes. And the second thing is to make sure that if you are creating the event yourself or you're inviting somebody to do something, for something that you want to do, make sure it's easy. It's easy for them to get there. They know what they have to wear. They know when the food is coming because food's very important for some people, top of mind. And also just make sure people have clarity like, what is the event? Like, why would I be interested in this event? Those are really the top three things. And yeah, a little bonus if you feel as though like no one's really interested in the things that you want to do and you really want somebody to come with you, then consider asking somebody else to go. That's why I say you got to pay attention to the people that you interact with. Maybe there's somebody that you don't normally interact with, but maybe they have expressed in some way that they're interested in something that you're interested in. And you can talk, and that might be the foundation of a new friendship. But don't give up on your ideas just because other people don't like it. The majority don't like it. Try it and have a good time. It's an amazing thing. So, thanks for being here today. If you have any questions, you can leave them below or you can message me on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. Have an amazing day. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Warrior Rulebook podcast. If you like what you heard, share it with a friend and join me over at the Warrior Rulebook Podcast Insider group on Facebook. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more tips on how to be resilient in this world.